and welcome. One of the most fascinating, interesting and suspense-filled battle is being fought in Andhra Pradesh, where both of course assembly and parliament elections are to happen. I would reckon that voting for both assembly as well as parliament elections may happen on similar lines for the simple reason, but both the parties, main parties there, whether it is the TDP or the YSRCP and of course also the Janasena, which has always been a part of the NDA, all of them are going to be supporting the BJP if it does form the government at the centre. The main battle issues in Andhra Pradesh, the first one would be that it is being pitched as a battle between welfare of Jagan Mohan Reddy and development of Chandrababu Naidu. Welfare meaning Jagan Mohan Reddy says that he has done or focused hugely on fulfilling the Navratnalu or the promises that he made before the 2019 elections, and that is what he is fighting the election on, whereas his opponent Mr. Chandrababu Naidu says that development, industry, jobs have all been neglected in Andhra Pradesh and his focus will be there. While Jagan Mohan Reddy's government claims that they have spent more than 2.4 lakh crore on welfare, Naidu, while he is critical of it, his own manifesto seems to suggest that he is going to be doing much more spending if he does fulfill all his manifesto promises towards welfare. Right now, the big controversy is about DBT disbursal, and once the election commission had said that you must give these payouts only after May 13, because even though the announcements were made earlier between January and March 14 before the model code of conduct came into being, but none of the payments had in fact happened, and a majority of it was supposed to happen on the 10th of May, when in fact the High Court gave a clearance initially for it, but it again went into court, and the High Court has now said that you must give the disbursals only after May 13. But a very interesting development there was about the election commission, in a sense should I say, stopping the orders of the High Court, and the High Court questioning election commission's motives and also its actions, saying that when the High Court has given a particular order, it needs to be followed through. About 9,000 crores is what would have gone into the accounts of the beneficiaries if the button had been pressed on the 10th of May. But what I must also point out is that YSRCP has organized huge kind of protests in Andhra Pradesh at this point, saying that these beneficiaries who would have received all that money are being stopped by the Telugu Desam. So, politics of course playing out there. The second important factor could be the Muslim factor, because YSRCP and Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy have been saying that Chandrababu Naidu cannot take a stand on the Muslim quota issue, because the BJP has clearly said that they do not support quota for Muslims, and Chandrababu Naidu is saying that no, we agree to disagree, and that in Andhra Pradesh we will continue with Muslim quota. And he is also trying to say that we have in fact done many more welfare measures, and that he has in fact gone to even court when he was in the government, that he has gone to court arguing for quota, and therefore he has no intention of scrapping it. Why is Muslim quota important? It's important because they constitute almost 10% of the electorate, and in as many as 62 assembly constituencies you will find that the Muslim vote will make a difference to the outcome of the election, and therefore the Muslim quota is important as well. The third important factor in this election could be in fact the Sharmila factor, the Congress factor. She is fighting the election from Kadapa as a Lok Sabha candidate, and the kind of campaign that she has carried out targeting her brother, that has actually added to the narrative that Chandrababu Naidu and Janasena and the NDA have been doing against Jagan Mohan Reddy, and painting a particular character profile of the Chief Minister, which is not flattering and could damage his chances. Of course, she is fighting as the Congress chief, and she is hoping to get those votes of the residual Congress votes which have always been there in Andhra Pradesh, and hoping to tap into that, and possibly she could end up taking away the anti-YSRCP votes. The fourth aspect that I must talk about is the capital issue. Capital, after 10 years of bifurcation, Andhra Pradesh still has no capital. If Jagan Mohan Reddy becomes Chief Minister again, he will shift to Visakhapatnam, which will be his executive capital. He has spoken about decentralized capital plan with the legislative capital at Amravati and the judicial capital at Kurnool. But if Chandrababu Naidu comes back as Chief Minister, or NDA wins, then it is Amaravati that is set to be developed. He had of course promised a dream capital and had said proposed 50,000 crore capital, but YSRCP criticizing it, saying that it was meant to be a land pooling scam and not something that would have helped people, and that there were beneficiaries within the circle of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. Of course, cases have also been booked with regard to land irregularities around Amaravati, but Union Home Minister Amit Shah and also the Janasena and TDP have been saying that Amaravati will be built as a capital, and they have given a timeline of 2 years for that particular issue. In Andhra Pradesh, the other thing that is shaking up the system is the Land Titling Act, an act that was passed by the Jagan Mohan Reddy government in 2023. Legislature passed it in September 2022, and the Land Titling Act is supposed to digitize the records and supposed to be according to the YSRCP, it is meant to be a progressive legislation, something that is done with central government recommendations, and they say despite that, the TDP is now attacking based on misinformation, mispropaganda, and creating a scare and panic among the people. Of course, Chandrababu Naidu has been speaking at every meeting about it and saying that the title is, the title deed or your ownership deed will be with the government, and that putting Jagan Mohan Reddy's photo there means that the government can take over your land. You will not be at freedom to sell your own land or inherit your land or pass it on to your children, and that is in a sense created quite a bit of fear and panic, and that's the reason why the YSRCP has in fact gone to the Election Commission complaining about it. The EC had also directed the Cyber Crime Police to investigate into thousands of IVR calls that were made to voters across the state, telling them that if the act comes into being, you will lose your property, you will lose whatever else that you own in Andhra Pradesh, and that has created quite a bit of confusion, should I say, in the Andhra Pradesh election scenario. Caste, of course, is another big factor, whether the arithmetic will work or it will be the chemistry that Jagan Mohan Reddy is hoping will cement his relationship with his voters, because he has paid out such huge beneficiary amounts. But if we just go by statistics, 2014 is when the TDP plus BJP vote was able to defeat or surpass the YSRCP vote, and they were able to form the government in Andhra Pradesh. Of course, 2014 Janasena was not contesting. In 2019, they had all three had contested separately. BJP, of course, less than 1% of the vote both in Assembly and Parliament. Janasena had less than 6% of the vote, and the TDP had about 40% of the vote. The YSRCP at that time had managed to get 49% and more of the vote share, and this time round Chandrababu Naidu is hoping that along with the anti-incumbency, the anger of the youth or unemployed, they will be able to make the gain. So the larger understanding or perception about Andhra Pradesh is that on the one hand, SC, ST or rural vote, minority vote, OBC vote may go to the Jagan Mohan Reddy camp, and on the other hand, the Kamma vote, the Kapu vote. Kapus constitute about 25% of the electorate and have a decisive say in several of the districts, and they are in a majority in the Godavari districts that are very often cited as the whoever wins the Godavari districts is supposed to win Andhra Pradesh. So that is the importance of the Godavari districts, and that vote is thought at least Jagan Mohan Reddy will hope that he will be able to get at least a portion of that vote, while Pawan Kalyan, who belongs to the Kapu community but is not projecting himself as a Kapu leader. He says his followers or his supporters are across caste lines, but yes, the chemistry of Kamma and Kapu alliance coming together and also lending their support to the BJP, that is what the alliance would be hoping, though traditionally Kamma and Kapu have been not politically aligned, and they have actually been hostile to each other, and therefore the YSRCP hoping that that vote transfer will not happen. For the BJP, their best chance in Andhra Pradesh is with this alliance, where they may be able to win some seats, Lok Sabha as well as Assembly. They are contesting 6 Lok Sabha and 10 Assembly seats, and if the TDP and the Janasena cadres are able to help them transfer the vote, then they may be able to see some victories in Andhra Pradesh. But in this entire story, BJP will come smiling either ways, because whether it is the NDA alliance that wins or it is the YSRCP, they can still hope to be getting the support of whoever is in government or whoever has the maximum number of MPs in Andhra Pradesh to support them at the centre as well.